this one. He went inside, outside, he weighed it up, he looked for the gap, and he burst through it. I think he's done it! What a finish! Unbelievable!
Believe it or not, it's a Wednesday evening and the sun is shining here at Poole Stadium, where for the first time in 2018 we can look forward to some exciting Premiership speedway racing as it is these days. First up for the Pirates, after some disappointments of rain-offs, will be a visit from the Belle Vue Aces, the world famous team from up there in Manchester. And looking at the lineups tonight, well, Poole are bringing in their new 1 to 7 for 2018. We'll see the introduction of Kacper Woryna. We see the introduction of Matus Shapaniak and a return for Josh Grajczonek into the Pirates lineup, and he will skipper the team this year. Over on the Belle Vue side, well, there's a little bit of an injury and an absence problem because Craig Cook has pulled out at the very last minute, and his place is going to be taken by Troy Batchelor. A guest rider in the form of Richard Lawson comes in this evening. And they're also using Paul Starke, who has come in for the injured Damien Drodge, familiar face here at Poole Stadium. So out in the car park, the queues are building and building and building. It's a beautiful spring evening here at Poole Stadium. The track's looking in super fettle, and we're up for a great evening speedway.
In the pits before tonight's meeting, then with Neil Middleditch. Neil, did you enjoy California?
It was fantastic, yeah. It was great to catch up with Scott, Autry and Ronnie Preston and a load of the other Americans who used to race over here. Had a great few days, really great.
Excellent, we're back to business, and it is 2018 starts tonight. The boys Nat have been on the track with you. What's it looking like?
Yeah, it's good. There's a few soft patches because I believe we had a lot of rain last night, and but James and Linus were having a practice today, and they said it was riding good. So yeah, as I say, it's first meeting for us, so we'll see how it takes off.
What do you get to say to the guys to kind of calm them down? Because obviously they're going to be a bit jittery at the beginning.
Well, some of them have already had meetings. Obviously, Brady's had a few meetings abroad, and some of the boys have. But no, I just basically said, first meeting. It's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So just want to get everything working right. And, be safe, get the feel of the track, and then we'll move on from there.
And looking at the Belle Vue side, Paul Starke coming in, Troy Batchelor. They know this track well, don't they?
Absolutely. Probably Starke's Batchelor's probably in better form than Cookie, to be honest. But yeah, and Starke, back here, and obviously he always comes back here and has a point to prove. So yeah, they're going to be a tough team tonight, that's for sure.
Excellent. Well, we'll grab you a little bit later, but for now, thanks for your time, Neil.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Mark Lemon then before the meeting tonight, team manager for Belle Vue. Isn't it great to be back on track again?
Yes, obviously the start of this season hasn't been the best one with the weather-wise. Lots of rain-offs and rearrangements, but hopefully finally we can get the first league fixture of the 2018 campaign underway, and we've got nice sunshine here in Poole, so they've turned it on for us.
Now we can see the sunshine in the sky, but what's it like down here on the ground on the track? Have you had a chance to have a look?
I haven't actually been on the circuit itself. We'll get the boys together and we'll do a track walk as standard. But I expect there's a lot of moisture in the surface because there's been plenty of it about lately, so it'll be quite in the base, I would imagine. So, but yeah, we'll worry about that when we get to the track. And it's the rider's problem, not mine.
Now, talking to the riders, Troy Batchelor coming in tonight. I think a good replacement there. So you're feeling confident tonight?
Yeah, I think both teams look very competitive. I mean, it's always nice to sort of get a team on the hop that hasn't had many meetings, or any meetings. The Pirates haven't. So we've had a couple of run-outs. So hopefully that edge might be in our favour. But I expect a competitive match. We've Troy coming in for Craig, and we congratulate Craig and Charlotte on their birth of their newborn. So that come this morning. So obviously we called in Troy. Troy knows his way around most British tracks. So obviously there was going to be three other teams racing, or three other meetings riding today. So we only have the choice of Somerset and Swindon to call off riders. So we got Richard Lawson in to replace Steve Worrell as well. So
that's it. The season starts and it already hits us sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a frustrating one. To to lose 2 riders. You know, we like Damon Drodds in the Charity Shield match, and then obviously now we've lost Steve, and obviously in this match coming up, obviously from riding in the championship. Yeah, very frustrating, but you know, that's Speedway. You know, you get thrown these curveballs, and it's just how you deal with them. You know, it's never nice. Losing Steve's, you know, I wouldn't say it's not devastating, but it's a big blow to our campaign. You know, like he's a very hard guy to replace. He's the captain this year, and he's just been on form in the brief meetings that we have had.
Now, thinking ahead from yourself as well, now you've been team manager now for a couple of years after riding, of course. How are you finding it as team manager rather than being on the track, if you like?
Well, it's crazy because this is my 4th sort of domestic campaign, and every year's had some sort of different element to it. You know, like obviously I was team manager for the national team while I was still racing. Then when I retired, I went to Belle Vue and I was just solely a team manager, and then the job sort of more evolved, and obviously now I'm a promoter and more dealings on the day to day. So, you know, everything's changed. So I can't say I've actually had one season the same from back to backs, but everything's a challenge, and it's pretty cool. It's nice to be still involved in the sport.
And back working with the Team Australia again this year?
Yeah, that's I think coming into my 7th year now. You know, it'd be nice to win some gold. The boys went pretty close in the pairs events last year at Roslav at the World Games. So obviously the World Cup is no longer, and we've got the Speedway of Nations, which is more or less a pairs event. So we've got obviously Jason Doyle leading the way, but you've got Chris Holder here. The situation with these the visa and stuff like that can't be helped. But from what I'm hearing, it's not too far away anyway.
Well, look, Mark, we know you're a busy man. We're going to let you go. Have a great night down here at Poole tonight with the team. Let's hope that everybody rides well and that we have a safe night and the fans go ahead happy.
Some of them go home disappointed, but yeah, it's going to be a good night.
Thank you. James, great to have you back at Poole then. This is it, the start of the season 2018, and the meeting is on. Finally.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming to start. It's been quite frustrating with, loading the van up, unload it, change the setup, load the van, unload the van. But, it's been one of them years, but hopefully we're going to get the year started today and we can get off on the right foot.
Have you done many meetings where you've travelled there and you've actually been on the road and it's been cancelled?
Thankfully not. I've been quite lucky with that. Matt's quite good at letting us know quite early. We've obviously a lot of the riders flying in. He likes to try and get us, plenty of notice before the meeting gets called off. So yeah, been quite good.
And of course this year you've got another dedicated mechanic with you, which I think is doing a lot more when you go up to Sheffield with you, isn't it, Henning? Yeah. How's that working out? I know you've only had one meeting so far.
That was brilliant. We had one meeting at Sheffield. I got paid 7, and we clicked really nicely. So hopefully he can help me out a little bit more. With setup and just knowledge, so it's looking promising. Obviously he's only really doing the Sheffield matches and the odd Poole match when Dad can't, so other than that it's still Dad, but got Helen helping out a little bit more now.
And it's panning out alright so far?
Yeah, so far this year, I haven't really tested it this year, but so far this year it's looking quite good. Next week I think I've got about 4 meetings, so that's going to be a proper test, and then after that it's all go, got a couple of flights and things like that booked in, so it's looking promising and busy.
Now I've got to ask you, you were racing on your grass track again the other day. You did have an off in the final there. How are you? How's the bikes? Are you okay?
Bike's not very good, but I'm fine. It was just a little error on a quite a deep sand track, which you make a small error on a sand track, you don't really recover very well, and it was oddly deep because of the weather they had, so other than that, I was fine. I had an okay day up till then. So for my first meeting back on the grass and to go to a deep sand track was quite testing, really.
Now, with this season coming up, obviously, have you invested much in new equipment, or are you going on what you had before?
I've invested heavily into different into kit, like new clutches, engines. I've brought like a new frame, some new wheels and things to try and sort of help me on the year and make it a little bit less stress for me working on the bike. So, I've invested heavily in the kit. I can't thank my sponsors enough, like Meridian Lifts and Dynamite Motorcycles. Have been absolutely amazing with trying to help me get the bike sorted for this year.
Good stuff. We know you're busy. We're going to let you go. Have a great night. Stay safe, ride fast. Get those points in for the Pirates.
Thank you. Cheers.
We'll Poole start then before the meeting tonight. Meeting is on. The sun is shining, Poole.
Yeah, it's I need to get some meetings in. I think I've had 6 rain-offs so far, so looking to get this one on.
Travelling up to Scotland for a rain-off can't be fun, hey?
No, 6 hours in the van, I think, just up there. So, yeah, not fun. I think I literally spent just over 15 hours the one day going there and coming back. So it is tough, it is hard, but hoping to get this one on today.
But you have had a meeting up there and it went really well for you. Some great heat wins there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think the first bike I used had a few problems and got on the second bike and then went unbeaten. So yeah, really happy with how it went in the end. But yeah, desperate to try and get more meetings in now.
Right, and that leads us into the fact that you're here at Poole, not for Poole this year, but racing against them with Belle Vue. They've come in and asked you to cover there. So looking forward to getting out on track tonight, hey?
Yeah, it'd be nice to put some big points on the board really, but some new changes to the track as well. I think the track looks pretty good, the weather's shining, so hopefully put some good points in.
So you've had a good chance to have a look at the track already?
Yeah, they've done a lot of work trying to take some bumps out, and I think the track could suit me today, so fingers crossed.
And how are those 10 tools working out for you this season?
Yeah, really good. So far, so good. Struggling to get the grips where everything is in the toolbox, but we'll get there.
I'm sure Chief Mechanic Tony, your dad there, he's enjoying using them.
Yeah, he is. Nice fresh tools. He can get dirty, so yeah, really good.
Poole, have a safe night. We will catch you later at the end of the meeting, but enjoy your evening, have safe racing and do well.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Is the one that would be the last back into the pits, but that one tonight goes to Max. A good time whilst we're waiting for heat number 1 and the riders to appear. Then let me remind you that tonight's meeting is sponsored by Medicare Systems, and we're delighted to welcome you here to Wimborne Road tonight for both vaping and conventional cigarette. So we are with referee Ronnie Allen today. Welcome back to Wimborne Road where the sun is shining, Ronnie.
Thank goodness, at long last. It's been a long, long time.
Good, good. Now we've seen you out on the track. We are pretty early. You had a good look round. They've done a lot of work over the winter. What's your thoughts?
Track surface is far better than it has been in previous years. It's just a pity that we've had so much rain recently because there's a fair bit of mud lying up against the fence and the kickboards, which doesn't give a good appearance. But it's understandable considering the amount of rain we've had over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
So more sort of cosmetic rather than going to give them trouble.
The track should ride well, but as I say, it's just a pity that
it's not been tarted up as much as it should be.
And what about yourself? Have you done many meetings? Obviously, we all know of the rain-offs.
This was scheduled to be number 4, but in actual fact, I've only done one down at Plymouth Friday. I've had this one cancelled for the 70th, and I've had Somerset cancelled as well. So this is the first Premier.
So you're looking forward to getting back in that box and pushing that green button?
Very much so, yeah.
Just a quick question about the beginning of the season. Now, do you find that with the riders just starting the season, are they a little bit more jumpy at the start where they're not settled in?
Well, I have for a number of years. I had a brief chat to them as they're doing their track walk and just told them what's happening, my particular procedures. The first meeting of the year, I like to say to them, right, these are the rule changes. Invariably there are rule changes, so I always go through them and say, right, these are the ones that are changing this year, boys. And it does help them because they don't read the rule book.
But they have a rule book this year.
They have a rule book this year. Whether or not they read it is another matter. But yeah, so all I do is say, these are the changes, and bear in mind that you have to sit still at the gate, and if you anticipate and get flyers, you'll be penalised.
You won't miss it, will you?
Definitely not.
It's great to have you back, Ronnie. Have a good night and enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
First of all, let's welcome the Pirates, and we've got an extra one tonight. We did promise you 3, but we've got 4, and Neil. Brady Kurtz. Kacper Woryna. Linus Sundstrom. Grajczonek. And Neil Middleditch.
I was speedwaying in my first lead actually because it was really close, but I just lost the momentum when the opponent went a bit outside. I just looked left at the third bend and I see Brady. I was like, come on mate, good job.
It's always tough coming to the first match of the year. You don't really know what to expect, but yeah, I'm really happy that we all got off to such a good start, and it's good to see the new guys really settling in well, and yeah, I think it's going to be a big year for us.
The track was a little bit patchy.
Really, I think the boys all got dialed in, and I think there's a sign of good things to come. I think everybody improved throughout the meeting.
Yeah, you know, at the start of the meeting it was fresh for us because we haven't ridden for so long and we've had that many rain-offs. So yeah, we were sort of touch and go, but we kept our cool at the start, and you know, once a few of us got dialed in, you know, we started banging the points and had to pull out a tactical, which I've not seen one of them for a few years now. But yeah, even then they didn't sort of manage to crawl back too much, and you know, we've got to win, so that's amazing.
Yeah, it felt better and better, and to beat Brady today was pretty good.
I think anyone getting in front of that guy would be happy tonight.
First of all, we're going to have like a history, a museum in here at 2:30 in the afternoon. We're getting a lot of ex-guys to come in and give a chat. Brian Crutcher, Pete Smith, Eric Broadbell. I'm hoping Neil's going to do it. And others to be announced as well. You'll be interviewing them, Nigel, so get your questions ready. That's from 2:30 to 5:30. There'll be lots of things to look at, a complete history of the club, many pictures of teams and different things that have happened to the club over the years. Then 5:30 we'll clear the stadium. 6 o'clock we will open the gates with everything starting at 7. There's traditional speedway with these guys. We've also got some of the uprights coming. There's going to be half a dozen races with those guys. There's a lot of presentations and honouring people that have represented the club and those that have sadly lost their lives whilst riding for Poole. So we want to take that into consideration on the day. And many different things. And the most important part is if you buy a programme, you can either pay 10 quid to get in, or you can buy a programme at 5 quid and get in for £3. So it's a mission and a programme for 8 quid. So, which is the cheapest I've done Speedway in over, well, I've never been that cheap, just to let you know. But the truth is, we want to pack it out. We want it full of people, old, new. So, effectively, it is a purchase of a 5 quid for a programme, but then you'll get in for just